I just noticed that I had them all over, but I kind of just was like, oh, you know, planning a party or maybe a little stress or something like that. They will go away. PMS went off, and I'm like, okay, I'm still breaking out, and then it just went everywhere. Places I've never had pimples. So like I said, I already had a pimple on my nose and on my forehead. Those are my 2 spots. So I started getting pimples all here. Cheeks was going crazy. So I panicked. I absolutely panicked. I threw on every mask that I had because I already loved skincare. So I have like older skincare videos on YouTube with just trying products because I've always loved skincare. And I've never had a problem with anything. So I literally just threw everything on my face, just trying to resolve, like hopefully resolve the issue. And then when I realized like this is not going away, I had a whole breakdown. Like I don't know if the video is still up on YouTube, but like I cried and all. Like I cried and all. Right. Well, granted, I've had a pimple. My normal pimple comes on the center of my nose and the center of my forehead. So that's something you have to navigate because they're pretty big on the center of my forehead and my nose. But other than that, no, like it was just really, it was a big shock to deal with because I've never had to, you know, people are used to my 2 pimples. It's a joke by now, you know, because it's been happening majority of my life. But my whole face covered in pimples, that was crazy. I have family members who have I'm probably saying that word wrong, but who have acne that comes out like that. But that's just not something I've had to deal with. Yes, it made it worse. It made it worse. And then I had to deal with, I think, where I went on YouTube and cried, and it was my last video because I didn't make a video for a whole year because of my face. Was I was introduced to Differin gel. And that burned me so bad. Like it really burned me. And then I was like, use less, don't go outside. I got all these different, you know, things to try with it, and it just kept burning me. It was burning my skin. So now I have burned skin, I have pimples. It was too much. And yeah, like chemical burns. And I've done like pills before. So I've done chemical peels. I've never had like issues with like my skin literally just burning. And I work majorly outside during that time. I do photography, and all my stuff was outside, and I'm like, I'm trying to fix my face. The Differin gel, you can't be in the sun. It was something else the dermatologist recommended. I couldn't be in the sun with that. So it was like I couldn't help what I needed to do and also work. So I had to choose my work, of course. So I just kind of dealt with it until I finally really start researching the inner, what could be going on. Yeah, it was just adult acne. Adult acne can come at any time with your hormonal change, and you can change your diet and your lifestyle to try to help with it. And I wasn't willing to check out like all the things they were wanting, you know, because me and my best friend actually went through it at the same time. So I'm low-key just listening to her dermatologist. So, and it's crazy because we had the same birthday and we turned 30 at the same time. So it was like really crazy. Like we both just our skin just went haywire. But I didn't choose to do any of that. As far as like, I of course drink more water and all kind of different, the basic things. But I felt like, you know, this can't be life. Like, how can this be hormonal change if I've never had this bad? So I just continued to try different products until I finally was like, oh, let me just clean out everything I have and just keep it simple, because I've always been like this 10, 12 product person for skincare. So I just started just reducing the amount of products that I used, and allowed me to help see what was working and what's not. Because when you're piling it all on your face in a panic, you don't really know what's helping and what's hurting. So that was one of the things I just started doing to just calm down. And first of all, try to live life, because you have to try to live life, and then try to figure out what can help me. Behind the camera, I'm very good. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I can be extroverted when I have to discuss. I have to talk to you. I can be extroverted, but I'm definitely, for the majority of the time, I'm introverted, and this is going to take all the energy out of me when this is over. Absolutely. Because like I said, I was doing YouTube. I took a whole year off, you know, and YouTube, I'm not a huge YouTuber, but I do get funds from it. So I just stopped completely, in embarrassment for my face, and sharing everything that happened in that year. I have no record of that because I didn't record anything. I did record vlogs, but that was hard looking back at myself seen those on film. So I really just try to either cake a pile of makeup on my face or just try to avoid, you know, seeing people. And I then in public, I felt the need to explain my face. So that was awkward and weird because that's not me being a body positive person. Like, my face is part of my body, but I'm usually comfortable with my curves and all of that. That's what I wrote in my blog post. Like, I'm very comfortable with everything else people think I'm not supposed to be comfortable with. But when it came to my face, like, that really affected me mentally a lot. Because it's always been my breadwinner. I don't know if you can say it. Like, my face is cute. Like, I'm not gonna be unhumble about that. My face is cute, and to not be able to really look at myself and be cute. There's, no matter what anybody else said, if I didn't feel cute, that really affected me a lot, because that was just something that I know I never had to worry about. You know, you can lose weight. I didn't think I had to change my face, you know, if you get what I'm saying. I do plus size hauls now. That's majorly what I do now. Just following what was getting the most views for my channel was, my channel was usually, and it still is, I like to do whatever I want to do, but I also had to think about the people who watch my channel. So I used to do a lot of beauty and makeup. Clearly that stopped. I really had not gone back to that, even now, though now my skin is a lot better. I still haven't gone back to beauty and makeup. And I used to do hair, and then occasionally some clothes. But I found also, when I'm doing fashion videos, I don't have to be up close in the camera, so I didn't have to worry about my skin. So I was like, oh, this fits right in because I'm far away, and this also is something that my audience loves. So I kind of just gravitated towards that. And I still don't have a lot of close-up videos now. It may be a mental thing, I'm not sure, but I haven't gone back to really doing sit-down face-to-face videos like that since my skincare video. Really, that's one of the first times in probably a year and a half that I sat down and put the camera directly in my face to share with my audience. No, my skincare video, because the fashion hauls, I don't have to be close in the camera. So my skincare video, I think that's like I'm pretty sure about a year and a half, the first video I did, finally sitting, since the breakout, and sitting the camera directly in front of my face. And I haven't gone back to doing beauty videos yet. I may not, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a mental thing or not, but I have not really done sit down videos since like that. I've always been very confident, just because I was raised by two very confident plus size women. So it was never a thing to me really until social media blew up. Like, I didn't realize, like, oh, she's body positive. Like, no, I thought I was cute, so I'm just being cute. And so until it was brought to my attention, like, I love your confidence, I love all this, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then, like, how do I get questions like, how do I get confident? I'm like, girl, you just look at yourself and be beautiful, you know. And then that really got me into, like, okay, somebody need to say something. And then also, I feel like I'm a little different from a lot of the plus size community in regards to, like you said, I got like one or two lingerie. I did like one lingerie video, but the fascination with a fetish, a fat fetish, and you have to be, that's something I'm trying to break through right now. Like, just trying to, so I post different type of outfits and stuff, because my style is more casual. I don't feel like I have to sell sex as a plus size woman to be able to get views, and that I'm hoping I don't have to. I am seeming to take some time to break through and be noticed, and I think it is also because I don't sell sex. I can get sexy and I can mention sexy things, but that's not the attention that I want, and I don't feel like that's what we should build for plus size women. I feel like we do need to feel sexy. Yes, we do need to love ourselves, but this is mostly an internal thing, and it doesn't matter how many, because it's going to be some guy that loves you at 800 pounds, you know what I'm saying, Liz? Or someone's going to fetish that. So that can't be your confident place. That can't be your place where I say, oh, I look good. You have to say, I look good for yourself. Like, I've done weight loss journeys, I've shared those and things like that, but I got a lot of plus size community following me for that. And then I stop, and I stop and I come back, and I always tell them, like, it's not about losing the weight to feel sexy. Like, you are feeling beautiful. You have to learn how to feel that for yourself before you ever lose the weight. Like, I have so many people around me that has lost so much weight and still are not confident at all. Like, at all. And I've seen it firsthand, and I preach it all the time. Like, you have to find the love for yourself. And honestly, it's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. Your body's not going to change until you change it. But mentally, your mindset, what made you feel like you weren't beautiful? Like, who told you that? And then that's a lot of time, a lot of people, it's outside influence. I was never told I wasn't beautiful. I can't sit here and say, like, oh, I was bullied for being big, because I've always been big. I wasn't bullied for being big. I had a personality that don't F with me. And so no one came and bullied me about my weight. And then I looked good doing it. And if I didn't look good, you wasn't going to tell me that I didn't look good, because I carried myself in a way that I presented myself, that I knew I looked good. But that was also taught to me, you know. And in regards to, I saw my grandma and my mama walk in a room and all eyes on them. And they held their head high, and they walked through there like they owned that. And while they didn't tell me to do that, that's what I grew up doing. And so I can't say that I was bullied by being fat. I've had situations where being fat was uncomfortable, of course, or, you know, because I like to also travel and go places, and, you know, so I have to think about my weight, even if other people are not thinking about it. I have to consider my weight. But I've never, I can't say it was really like taught, like, here's a book, here's a lesson. It's things that I saw that I applied for myself, and I knew that I didn't want anybody trying to tell me what I'm not. You know, even if the face wasn't beautiful, you know, whatever it was, I'm going to be confident in whatever that I'm going to do. And that's just what I try to show and try to share. And I see it all the time. It's absolutely a mental thing. They've been conditioned. I see a lot, because I'm a photographer, and because I'm plus size, a lot of plus size people want to work with me. Or they'll tell me, you know, oh, girl, I'm going to book you when I lose 20 pounds, when I get sexy. Like, who told you you weren't sexy? And then it's like, well, it's a mental thing. Someone has commented something to them, or a lot of self-sabotaging. There's a lot of self-sabotaging, and I don't feel good. I don't look good. And so I don't look, you know, there must be something wrong with me. So let me do everything that I'm supposed to do to lose this weight, when you never loved yourself before. Because I'll ask, I'm like, tell me something about yourself that you love about yourself. I'm like, like, you don't even like your smile. You don't like your teeth, your eyebrows, anything. And a lot of women don't. And it is a lot to do with social media. Now, I didn't grow up in such a social media age, but that is what it is now. You see these bodies, which is why I took a picture today. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put on my shapewear. Someone needs to see these rolls. Someone needs to see me. And I'll get comments like, ooh, girl, you brave. And I'm like, I damn sure I am. And you can be brave too. Like, it's what you put out there. A lot of the energy is what you put out there. If you feel negative about yourself, I feel like, or you get negative comments, it's because you are putting this out there. And of course, there is a whole, like you said, a whole culture that does not even like fat people, or will tell you that you're unhealthy and all this stuff. But I've never, like, I know what I eat. I eat less than most people most of the time. My issue is really metabolism. And like, I can explain myself if I felt the need to, but I don't feel the need to. And you're not going to love yourself when you lose 20 pounds, 30, 40 pounds, if you never loved yourself before. Like, it's an internal thing. It has nothing to do with your outside appearance, and it's not going to help. It's going to get you attention, but it's not going to be the right tension at all. Because if someone knows you're weak-minded, and in regards to, oh, she's already weak, and I can manipulate her, and I can still tell her she's fat and ugly, and now she's going to keep losing weight. I've had people that just, like, why are you still trying to lose weight, girl? Like, who is telling you that you don't look right? Because now you disproportionate, and now I'm going to tell you you look hard, because I'm going to tell you the truth. But it really is just internalizing the wrong things, and you until you really appreciate yourself, something about yourself. something about yourself, something about your body. And a lot of it is just like clothing. Like, it is hard to find plus size clothing, but you can get cute. You can look presentable in the shape that you're in. A lot of people don't choose to go out and, well, I can't wear stuff like that. Have you ever tried that on? Have you ever did that? Well, no, my mama tell me I can't do that. I'm not supposed to do that. So your mama's married to the same man who downs her all day long because she's not confident enough in herself to put herself up together and go do something with her. So you gonna do the same thing? Like, come on. It's the same thing. Generational curses is not just about you know, or generational wealth is not just about money. All this is about gaining mental inside things and doing better. I saw my mama confident when I was young. I decided I wanted to be confident too. Now that I'm older and we have deeper conversations, it turns out my mama wasn't even that confident. She had a lot of insecurities. I never saw those. And I've told people, even if you have to fake it till you make it, until it means something truly inside, then do that, because that's what she was doing until she learned to love herself. And she didn't learn to love herself until she was in her 40s and 50s. And that was crazy to me because I never saw that. I always thought she was so extremely confident. I don't have a problem with that. I don't. I look good. Like, that does not. You if you let people use things against you, they're going to use it against you. You can't call me fat and me be upset. Like, it's not going to happen. I promise you. And it's really one of the only things that you have. I got into it one time with somebody way back in the day, and I'm like, all you can say is that I'm fat. Like, you have no other negative that you can say about me. I'm out here making my money, doing da. Like, all you can say if I'm fat. And look at me. Look how confident I am. Do you think you're calling me fat brings me down? Like, I know I'm fat. And I'm wearing it so well that you don't bother me. I took that word and I empowered it. And I've empowered it for the majority of my life. It never has really bothered me at all to say fat. But it's funny because when I call myself fat, people always say, don't say that. Don't say that. And all I can do is laugh, because we've been conditioned that it's a bad word and that it, you know, it means that, like, you're ugly. But like in the most humblest way, look at me. I'm fat, and look at me. You know that I look good. You know I do. You can't use it. Oh, I wasn't saying like that for you, but like, that's what I mean for people. Like, get over it. Like, you know that I look good, so just stop it. Just stop it. And I feel like more of us need to embrace the word, because it's not going anywhere. It's not changing. It's your you can make the definition of whatever you want to be. I don't have it. It's not an acronym or anything for me. It simply is what it is. If I'm fat, then I'm fat. Then so what? Like, so what? It was a mental decision that I am going to be confident. That I am not going to take anybody's crap in life. I'm not going to allow things to hold me back. I definitely, like, I started doing traveling more, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this because I'm fat. And I definitely, you know, because I have these thoughts myself. Then it's like, well, heck, you don't know until you do it. And I have, you know, I have very adventurous. Everybody around me is a lot. I got a lot of extroverts around me, and they be like, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And when honestly, it does help to have a support system, because I feel like if I do have, you know, I'm like, ooh, girl, I can't do that, child. Then if it's something that I really could do, they would push me. Or they also don't, if I say, listen, I'm not doing that because because of my weight, then they also can be like, okay, leave her alone. You know, they're also my protector. Like, okay, she say she not doing it, she not doing it, period. And so that just really, that really helped. Like I said, a mental mindset that I'm going to be confident in who I am, or at least I'm gonna try my very best to be confident. Mental health, like, that's just been my thing for the past year or like 2 years, just really, because I realized most things are mental. I don't know, if you're actively working really hard, I see a lot of people doing that, but they're not actually working out. Like, they don't actually They're not. I've had people that I'm like, girl, you know you ain't doing nothing to lose that weight. Why would you get something smaller? Like the weight just gonna fall off magically. Do I have clothes that I have saved? But they're clothes I previously could get into. Now I can't. So I have those. But honestly, I recently just donated all of them. Because you've been hanging on to these clothes for like 5 years. Let it go. Like, let it go. When you get to that weight, that might not even be your style anymore. Or, you know, or you may get smaller than that. Or you may get bigger. Like, you just don't. I felt like it was a mental thing for me. I felt like it was not helping me hanging on to, oh, look at this whole tote of clothes that I used to wear. Or this, there's a dress that I've never worn. I was like, oh, one day I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it because one day I might fit into it. But I bought that dress, I want to say last year or 2019, I bought that dress. It's 2021. Like, you're not in that dress yet, Caressa. Let it go. And I had to be cool with that. And that was something I did have to mentally get myself together for that, because I didn't expect to get bigger. I'm at my heaviest weight right now. I didn't expect that. I had a certain weight. I'm like, I'm not going past 350, Caressa. Like, that's it. When you go past 350, you need to get your life all the way together. But I went past 350 last year, but I also started my healing journey last year, where I decided to go to therapy, work on generational issues, all kind of mental things, spiritual journey, get closer to God. And in doing all of that, I stopped. Like, I hadn't eaten rice in like 4 years. I hadn't had, I was like, so I was like, you know what? I want to eat rice this year. I want to eat rice. I want to, I don't want Diet Pepsi. I don't want the regular Pepsi. Like, I've just been doing all these like diet things, and I decided I can't do both. I can't work on my mental health and restrict myself from all these things. Now, I didn't mean to gain so much weight, but I also gained so much mental clarity that I can now process it. You know, like, okay, Caressa, you've gained a lot of weight. I've had to adjust my life for this weight that I've gained, because I've gained almost 40 pounds. So that changed the way I move. Things hurt that don't normally hurt, or that did hurt, but now they hurt a little more. Or, you know, even my wash routine. Things change when you gain so much weight. But I wasn't upset in the middle of gaining it. So that's why I guess I'm not upset now after gaining it, because in the middle of gaining it, I enjoyed myself thoroughly. I didn't have to go to places and be like, can you take this off? Can I do this? And then I was able to be free. It wasn't a constant thing on my mind. And I was able to, so much spiritual light awakening within myself, you know, on my healing journey, that I didn't even notice the weight till it was already on. And then I made a video. I was like, 40-pound weight gain. I'm going to lose weight. But every time I lose weight, like, I had a mental thing. Something happened in my life, in my personal life, that affected my life. And I'm like, I got to work on this. I got to work on this. So I do feel like as the more I work on my mental and my healing journey, I feel like I'm going to naturally move into a place where I take care of my physical body more. And I already see that happening. And that's why I try to tell people, it's a journey. It's a natural journey. You can't skip from hating yourself, hating everything around you, hating your job, everything, and then think you just gonna switch over tomorrow and I'm gonna start a weight loss journey. I'm gonna be more positive. Like, it ain't gonna work. Like, it just don't work like that. I would have rice on in everything. I was doing cauliflower rice, you know, veggie noodles, you know, for substitute. I was substituting everything. Like, only time, or then like, and holidays, now they gonna cook rice on holidays. They ain't about to cook, you know, cauliflower rice. I would just not put rice on my plate, or I would have a tablespoon of rice. It was always like limited. I used to count on my food, put it in my fitness pal. Like, I've done that stuff for years, and a lot of times I never even lost weight. A lot of times I did lose a lot of weight at one time. And then started a business. You got busy, things happen, and if I had allowed those ups and downs to really attack me, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I wouldn't be able to be confident and, you know, and hold my head high. Just realize, okay, you made a mistake, and or you digressed or something. Right now where I'm at, I'm just trying to get myself to eat. I'm just trying to eat more than one meal a day before 9 o'clock. And that's no matter what that meal. I haven't eaten yet today. I don't know. I don't be hungry. And so I know my metabolism is a big part of it, and I have to, that's what I'm working on. So right now, don't question me about what I'm eating. Just be happy if I ate today, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's where I'm at right now until I can get myself up to, okay, Caressa, you need to substitute and stop eating so many carbs and, you know, oh, bread. Like, I stopped eating bread. Like, bread is so hard to stop eating. Like, I've been restricting myself for so long. Like, 2019, I was like, freak it. I don't feel like it anymore. It's very mentally draining having to count calories all day long and not being able to have there's birthday cake. Like, oh, I'm not going to eat. I can't have the birthday cake. Like, this is a party. It's a celebration. And that's a lot. It's just a lot. That is still part of life, because like I said, today it's not an on purpose thing not to eat after 9. It's just I don't get hungry till, like, I'm like, oh, why do I feel weak, or why have I eaten? Like, I've gone to the local pharmacy and, like, I don't feel good, and they'll check my blood pressure, and like they know me by now. I'm like, have you eaten today? I'm like, oh yeah, I have eaten today. So I have alarm sets on my phone. My eating period now is between 1 and 11. I do the 4 and 10 intermittent fasting, 14 and 10. So I have an alarm set every 2 hours to remind me to eat, because when I get in a zone, I'm just working. Like, I work, I move around, I don't really think about it. And I love breakfast, but I cannot eat when I first wake up. It just doesn't sit well with me. So, and then once I forget to eat that first meal, like, it's a wrap. Like, I will just go into whatever I got to do. So today has not been a good day, and I turned all my alarms off because I wanted to sleep in today. So I didn't have my reminders to eat. So I will eat something after this. I just turned off everything. I don't know. Today has not been a good day at all in sticking to my eating, and I know it's going to affect me because that just makes me eat later. So I'm gonna pay for that. I definitely want to continue to make it a safe place. I'm trying to really just grow an audience right now for women who want to see me. I'm not like this extremely fashionable person. I do fashion hauls, but I don't put together outfits. Putting on clothes is not like my funnest thing. I'm very casual, so I'm trying to find my audience and the people, like I said, who want to see people like me, who is not always glam, or I'm not a big fashion, like, I'm not a big, most plus size women are these, like, the ones who made it big are like very fashionable people. So really I'm just trying to share my story and trying to find my audience. And I have some things coming up. I'm actually doing plus size. There's no special thing, but I'm about to introduce plus size, and in that I am sharing my journey on in being confident, and sharing some other women, because I get a lot, like, I can't do certain things so I get to a certain weight. They made me feel sexy, and I want to share that with other plus size women and let them know that they can do things now. Like, you don't have to wait till you get to this goal to do whatever, to wear certain things, or to be in shape where all day can't breathe, can't use the bathroom, like things that I've done and experienced. So that's eventually, I would love my platform to grow into a place where I can provide more items and products and services for plus size women, maybe men too, that they can build their confidence, that they can feel cute and sexy or comfortable with their current self. And then, of course, we can always still lose weight. We can all still do all these things. I'm not with the diet culture like that. That's just really stupid. If someone wants to drink a green smoothie, they can drink a green. I drink green smoothies. I eat salads all the time because I like salads. It has nothing to do with a diet. And to get mad at a plus size person for losing weight is just crazy to me, because it's like you can't win or lose. So that's why I just want people to be yourself, live your absolute truth, because they're going to complain if you lose the weight. Somebody going to call you fat if you fat. Like, there's no winning or losing. So just loving yourself in your current self, and then if you want to prove something, improve it, but don't think you got to go from here to there. Like, you ain't got to go that extreme. Take things as you feel the need to. That's cool. That's dope. That I definitely will. Like I said, I didn't know that was a platform until I posted that, because a lot of people on my Facebook page told their more personal journeys. I was like, wow, I would have shared all of this. Like, that was the first time anybody saw my face that horrible. They didn't even know my face was that bad until I shared that picture and that bonnet. And that was my worst day. That was the second time I cried, because I was like, I'm not going to cry no more about this. But I cried when I burned my face. But that day, when I saw my face that day, like, it was a wrap. It was a wrap, but I cried so bad. But I also was like, I'm not going to cry no more about this. But that was a decision I made. I'm going to either resolve this issue or I'm going to live in it, you know. But I thank you so much. This was awesome. And I can't wait to see the blog.